On the final day of the first half, the Tri-City Chili Peppers aim to play spoiler to the Wilmington Sharks. Wilmington in a three-way tie for first place and that automatic bid to the playoffs. Tri-City eliminated, but can do a lot to ruin Wilmington's day and their first half hopes. Alongside Connor Shu, I'm Charlie Benami. Leading off will be Drew Sturgeon out of University of Central Arkansas. He's a lefty against the right-handed Jones. Bolden on the left side pushes in as Jones gets a strike over the middle of the plate. It's 0-1. Wilmington in a tie with Peninsula as well as Wilson for that first place spot and a spot in the playoffs as the second pitch from Jones misses low, 1-1. Wilson playing Moorhead City, who's a game back. As Sturgeon fouls one back. And Peninsula against Greenville, the bottom dwellers of the East Division, though a team that has played better as of late.
And they got a win against Peninsula earlier in this season. They've also beat the Tobbs, and they beat the Chili Peppers too, so they've beat solid competition, just not consistently.
Sturgeon taps one foul behind him. It remains 1-2. Jones 7 strikeouts in his last start. Faced only 16 batters, so rung up almost half of the guys he was against. He offers the 1-2. Gets a swing and a fly ball to left center. Askew in there. He calls off Steen and makes the grab for out number 1.
Solid start. Got him to pop up to shallow center field and one up, one down fairly quickly.
Caleb Johnson out of Jacksonville State comes in, hitting .283 on the season. OEP near 500. He's a guy you do not want to let get on the bases. 18 steals on the year. Good for third in the CPL. Breaking ball misses low. And a lot of pressure coming into tonight for Wilmington. The Peppers really don't have as much riding on this one, and that should help them play a little bit freer. 1-0, crack to right center. And that'll be over Estrada's head off the basing of the wall and into second standing without his lid is Caleb Johnson. Wilmington gets a runner in scoring position with one out in the top of the first, trying to break a scoreless tie.
Continuing what's been a very solid summer for Johnson. Of course, you mentioned the stolen base numbers, but the pop really hasn't been there, although he has a .283 average. That was actually his first extra base hit this summer, Charlie.
And like we just mentioned, a guy who can steal a bag, so Jacob Lee and Jones will have to stay attentive to that. It's a Sharks team that is coming in really hot. Has won its last 3, as well as 6 of its last 7. Last night, beat the Florence Flamingos 7-3. That'll be Trace Wilhoit out of Lipscomb, at least 17 home runs in the past 3 seasons over there, hitting .254 on the season. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Jones opts to go with the off-speed stuff to a positive result to start the at-bat. Decent lead off second. As this time a changeup misses outside, it's 1-1.
And those off-speed pitches are some of the best, especially that curve and change for Andrew Jones. Both have a lot of movement on them and are tough to square up for most hitters.
Wilhoit 1 for 4 with a double last night. As he takes one high and tight, count moves to 2-1. Just a guy with a ton of pop. Out of his 17 hits, 11 have been for extra bases, 7 doubles, 4 homers. Leads Wilmington with 4 homers, the only player on the Sharks with more than 1. Runner goes, pitch taken for a strike, and Lee wasn't even going to try and throw to third. An incredible jump taken by Johnson. He's 90 feet from giving Wilmington an early lead.
He had a slow start before Jones even got into his windup, but then he started and he was pretty much already halfway to third base.
It's a 2-2 count. And Jones misses low with a fastball. Count goes full. Payoff pitch coming. As Jones waits and deals. Breaking ball tapped in the air, foul. It's 3-2. Wilmington scoring just under 5.5 runs per game. Good for 10th in the league. It's definitely been more pitching than hitting that's gotten them to that 15-8 record. As Jones pumps a fastball, and that one is swung straight back. Count remains 3-2.
And yeah, that pitching has been so strong so far this season for the Sharks. They're one of the only teams in the CPL with an ERA under 4, and they're tied with the Marlins for the top mark, 3.29 so far this season. That's incredible, especially in such a hitter-friendly league.
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Jones gets a huge strikeout, his first of the day. And there's a runner on third and 2 outs in a 0-0 game in the top of the first for Evan Sullivan.
And Sullivan, another tough assignment for Andrew Jones, but he just got probably the toughest bat in that lineup waving, so probably a little bit of confidence coming into this AB.
Sullivan went 1 for 4 against the Pilots on June 2nd as he takes a breaking ball on the plate for a strike. Then didn't play for 2.5 weeks and reemerged with the team yesterday against the Flamingos, went 3 for 4 with a run scored. So 4 for 8 on the season. He takes a fastball inside. It's 1-1. Sullivan first team all-conference with Binghamton this season over in the America East. .316 batting average. Fastball, fly to foul. Count is 1-2. Jones a strike away from getting out of the jam. Here comes his 1-2. Breaking ball swung on line backwards. Count remains 1-2.
And Jones is getting the pitch count run up on him a little bit. He's been very solid so far, save for that double, but he's getting into the high teens at this point.
Could use a put-away pitch here. Jacob Lee signals to throw low. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Jones gets 2 strikeouts to help strand a runner at third. And after a frame, it's 0-0 heading into the bottom of the first.